Good morning, guys. Man, there's some parabolic setups here, and this TLRY, which I'm also long, what a beast. This is where I bought it initially, like 850 or something. Can't even see it anymore. Man, you go back to the stream one of these days, I think it was on this day, you know, I looked at the weekly and I said, wow, this thing has potential. And now here we are. 600% later. But I didn't think it was gonna go to 63. I thought it was gonna go to maybe 15, 20. That was the potential I thought of. Good thing I rebought it at like 20 bucks or so on the perfect high tide flag. Man, if I just could get good at selling stuff, imagine the potential. I think I would have potential. How many parabolic stocks do I have in my portfolio? One, Baidu. I would say this is considered parabolic for a mega cap stock. Almost. And Mara and Riot too. Insane. And oh man. This is it. Like, what if this TLRY goes to, like, I should like, it would be irresponsible. Like, I sold like half or so pre-market, half of what I had left. But this thing, you know, the downside to the 10-day is 53%. Like, the risk reward here is not really in the favor of the longs. Having said that, this thing could squeeze to 100 bucks. And if I sell everything now, oh man, I mean, it's tricky, really tricky. Oh fuck, man, I hate when things are like this. I hate and love it. I hate it and love it. Oh, I mean, I guess I'll have to, like, I guess I'll have to sell all of it. It would be irresponsible to not to. This thing has a good setup. It's now up how much? 140% in 3 sessions, and it was before that it was also up like 180%. And this is day 3 of the like 3rd leg higher. It had the first leg, second leg, and this is the 3rd leg, and this is day 3. And now it's speeding up. Wow. Okay, I can't. This TLRY is, I think TLRY is my biggest long trade ever. I mean, over 5 million, like 5.5, 6 million almost. I don't know exactly how much I locked in previously, but pretty insane, man. I love bubbles. I've never traded a bubble before, but this is what it must have felt trading 99 2000. It's just insane. I need a Nocco. I usually open it a few minutes before open, but I'm already exhausted. Oh. Well, sometimes you gotta override your sell rules. Sometimes it's just irresponsible. I know it's probably gonna go 500 in this market, but I can't. I can't. I don't want to be a victim of the market. That's about it, pretty much. You know, when something goes straight up like this, like I'm not saying if you're in it you should sell into strength, but like look at the like 60-minute chart. You can use like the 10 or the 20 EMAs on the 60-minute to use like a trailing stop, because look at this is the moving averages the stock has been surfing. So you could use a 10 or the 20, you know, to have a trailing stop. But you know, it's tough, man. Like I don't want this thing. I don't want to use that 10-day as a trailing stop. The stock could go down 55% before it hits the 10-day. I mean, no way. Fuck that shit. Not in this market. There's so much opportunities. I'm not gonna be in a stock that goes down. Like, you know, if it would pull back. Yeah. Decisions. Futu is also, this is now day 2 of the high tide flag breakout here. I think APHA and TLRY are gonna be my main ones. Wait, TLRY is not easy to borrow. Not APHA either. Okay. How liquid is APH? Okay. TLRY. Well, yeah, TLRY is gonna be my main one. 100,000 maybe. Fuck it. I'm out TLRY. I can't. This is I can't. Yeah, MSDR, I would have preferred a gap up, but I don't know. I'll pass on. I'll pass on MSDR for now. I still have a pretty decent position in it, on the long side, obviously. But yeah, it's up a lot. Oh, fuck. Man, I'm getting a heart attack soon. It's like risk selling, you know, too early. Like, I've done these things so many times. They look extended, and then it just, you know, pull back a little bit, go sideways, and then they just keep going. You know, that's the thing I had with NVAX last year, DQ lately. Like, there's so many, like, they're all up like 50, 100% since. But on the other hand, it would suck to give back a huge amount of profits. But question is, which sucks more? Missing out on profits or giving back profits? Fuck. I hate it. You have to choose between two sucks. It's gonna suck either way. You just gotta choose which one is gonna suck more. I'm gonna be a philosopher in my next life. Embrace the suck. Who said that? Embrace the suck? My mom? Yeah, probably. My girl? You mean Brandy? Probably. Yeah, I know. Yeah, David Goggins. Yep, must have been him. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed David Goggins. Yep. Embrace the suck. Yep. It's 99% certain it was him. Embrace the goddamn suck. Man, I'm having like, I mean, the problems I'm having, people would cut off their right leg to have the problems I'm having. Yep, I'm suffering from success. Success. Like, the word is suck is in success. Can you believe that? Yeah. Having a big part of your portfolio go parabolic is a very good problem to have. But it's so hard to... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Alright, guys. Good luck. Good luck, guys. Oh shit, Tesla is fading too. Right, so far I'm short 2/3 size of TLRY and 1/3 size of APHA. I think we're starting to get into the parabolic phase in some of these stocks now. Well, obviously. That's not really a good sign, unless you're already long, and if you know how the short parabolic moves. Let's see here. Oh shit, Tesla. I don't like the look of Tesla. It really needs to hold here. Again, I think it's gonna make a big move. It breaks, either if it breaks out or breaks down from this consolidation it's been in. Dash, yeah. Dash looks very wide on the daily, but on the 60 it actually looks pretty good. Peloton. Okay. VLDR, yeah, I've been watching this for a while. Yeah, it looks good. Hot sector too, but too thin for me personally. I don't like the Tesla weakness here. What's wow about CIIC? Yeah, it's breaking out. Nice little flag. Actually, a nice big flag. Okay. ENG 5 stars. Yeah, it's actually a 5-star setup. Yep, I like it. Really nice, really linear and clean. Looks like my my TLRY sell wasn't too bad, man. I need to check where I sold the last shares, the last half or third or whatever it was I had left. 66, 66.50s. I sold it 66.50s. Not bad, not bad. Sometimes it's better be lucky than skilled, right? Lucky than good. Alright, this is a big move. I'm covering some shares into this move on both APHA and TLRY. Yes, I shorted TLRY opening range lows. That's why I sold my shares pre-market, because I wanted to have a clean head into the open. Look, like when I identify a parabolic, like I made, you know, this is one of my 3 bread and butter setups, okay? You know, yes, it could have gone higher, but you know, it's just the risk. At some point, the risk reward goes from heavily on the long side to heavily on the short side, and this is where it happened. The risk rewards flips, and you always want to trade with the risk reward in your favor. Yeah, I was lucky this time. I was lucky. It could have gone to 100, you know, in this market, and then I would have looked like a fool, like I've looked on so many stocks. I'm still looking at this DQ. It's hitting new highs every day. Where did I sell it? Something like 50% ago? Oh. But DQ on that, yeah, but yeah, DQ never went parabolic. Like TLRY, that was a parabolic. Like if you don't see the difference, you know, I even wrote the whole blog post about that setup, or actually all of 3 of my setups. This is my bread and butter. Unfortunately, I didn't do the size I maybe should have done, but it is what it is. Plug, I still like plug. Like even here, it's a good setup. Like on the 60-minute, it's building higher lows. I would definitely at least 4 stars for today. And if it looks like this, like closes like this, it would be a 5-star setup for tomorrow. But it's just not go. Why is plug not going? BLDP went. Now they had an offering, that's why it's down on a day. FCell is, you know, hitting new highs. What's wrong with plug? Come on. Just because I'm in it. Why can't all of my stocks go parabolic? My commentary on TLRY said your ass. Nice, thanks. On the other hand, watch this MSDR go down to 800 bucks because I didn't sell into the parabolic. Fuck. Well, I only have 40% of my initial position. Or maybe even less, maybe a third. I don't remember exactly how many shares I had. I think I had 10 or 12,000 shares. And I only have 4,000 shares left. So, but hey, well, what can I say? You can't nail every stock perfectly. Like that TLRY, that was just pure luck. Selling it near the highs in pre-market. That was just pure luck. You know, it could have easily gone to like 80 or something, 90. If not today, maybe tomorrow or something. But yeah. And now it's backside. Let's see if it can reclaim VWAP or if it's gonna fail at VWAP. If it fails at VWAP, I may even add. Maybe not. I don't know. Now I'm looking back at it. I probably covered a few too few. I should have covered more, but I only covered like 10% of my 2/3 position. Damn it. Should have covered more. You always want to cover into the moves, like I've explained before, because you always know where the stock can go. Like you always know your max target on a short. It's 100%. And it's rare, you know, stocks rarely go down more than say 40-50% in a few days, even though the parabolics. You always, if the stock goes down 5-10%, you always want to cover into those moves. You know, a little bit, but this time I think I may have covered few too few. Can you say that? Hey David, can you say a few too few? Or does it sound stupid? A few too little? Can you say that? I covered 2 little shares. No, I don't think you can say that. It doesn't sound too few. A few too few. A little too few? Can you say that? Is there an English teacher in here? Any English teachers? A little too few? A way too few? Yeah, I know. Just as I'm starting to brag about my perfect sales on TLRY and my perfect short entry. Oh. I may have jinxed myself. What a fucking idiot. Guys, I'm doing these things in real time, so you don't have to repeat my mistakes. I'm suffering for your sake. I'm like Jesus. I'm suffering so you guys don't have to. Yes, I'm as bald as Jesus. Are you kidding me? TLRY is actually gonna read, but APHA just failed at VWAP. Why is TLRY? Come on! No! So you're gonna tell me that one... Oh, fuck. I should never talk about things. I just jinxed myself. Just as I started bragging, just as I started buying my own bullshit, this is what happens. Come on! And now my EMPH long is going down too. And my laser? Is it gonna stop me out too? Come on! Everything went to shit. Oh. And look at the APHA. Why is this thing so weak? On the other hand, CGC is actually pretty strong. But this one never went parabolic. Maybe tomorrow. This is day 2. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Oh, God. I can't believe this. Yeah, now TLRY going to 100. MSDR. Oh, and this one is going down. Man, I actually felt good there for a while. And now suddenly everything is going to shit. Come on, you worthless piece of shit crypto stocks. Stop going down. Someone tell Elon to buy more Bitcoin. Look at how nicely Beely is bouncing off the 10-day. Look at how nicely. That is a sign of strength. It didn't even hit the 10-day. That's a sign of strength. My buddy Kodak. Kodak owes me 1.5 million. PDD breakout? No, it had a breakout like 2 weeks ago. This is just a continuation move. I saved your butt again? Wait, is Wall Street bets on TLRY? In that case, I should probably cover ASAP. You never want to be in front of the train. You want to be the train. And if you feel at any moment in trading you're not the train, you better step aside. Especially when shorting stocks. Because of basic math, obviously. Okay, so far TLRY was really close stopping me out. Let's see here. Maybe I'll add if it looks like it's gonna starts building, or if it can't hold VWAP, or if it can't reclaim VWAP, maybe I'll add a bit more to my short and tighten my stop on those ads, obviously. SPWR, SCDG. Oh yeah, this one I bought 3 days ago on the breakout. The EMPH, they had had earnings today, and it's kind of a high tide flag type of setup, breaking out on earnings. I don't know if it's an EP. The volume is not that great, or actually the volume is decent. Well, technically, I guess it is an EP. This is an amazing stock. There's a guy on Seeking Alpha that's been on this stock for years. It's like, I don't know, 5 years, 4 years. Like, all he writes about is EMPH. I wish I had listened, because this thing is up in the past 3 years. It's up 21,000%. I wish I had paid attention. Fuck. IDEX a good setup? No. IDEX was a good setup down here where I initially bought it, and I broke my own sell rules and sold it the next day, and it's more than a double since. Up here now, it's not a, it's straight up, guys. Like it's straight up. Let it, you know, this is not a good flag. No, it's not a good flag. It had one leg higher, second leg higher, third leg higher in a very short amount of time. I don't think the risk reward on IDEX is very good. No, it doesn't mean you should sell your IDEX. It just because it's not a good long setup doesn't mean it's not a good. It doesn't mean you should sell it. It's two completely different things. You need to think in rewards in terms of risk reward. Like TLRY, that thing had a seriously skewed risk reward. Like that was a parabolic. Like IDEX is not a parabolic, but also it's not a good setup. It needs to go sideways at least another week, in my opinion. I think the 20-day needs to catch up at this point, because it's at such a big move. It needs to digest it. Doesn't mean it can't, you know, go straight up from here. It's just not a good long setup. You know, you want a big edge. If you trade, you want a big edge. You need to find this really, like really good setups. Like preferably, you want to find early high tide flags. Okay, like something like TLRY, where I bought. Well, initially I did buy it on the range break here, and I sold on the way up. But this is now my biggest long trade ever, I think. Maybe or the second. Like this one was early high tide flag. It was the first leg higher, right? IDEX, it's already on leg 3. You want to buy early flags, or if they have gone sideways for a bunch of times, so the 20 or sometimes even the 50 catches up, then they can be good too. But right now it doesn't look good. You want to buy them near the moving averages. Like if you study, like you know, I see these suggestions all the time. Like guys, seriously, like if you haven't spent, like I talk about this, if you haven't spent at least a few hundred hours studying breakouts on you know, on all the US stocks, you know, you should probably even not put any suggestions in the chat, because the thing is, one thing you will find is the best breakouts, pretty much all the great breakouts happen from when the price is at the 10 or the 20 moving average. Okay, not when it's way above. That's one of the first things you will notice. I'm always talking about surfing the moving averages. You will see it for yourself, guys. It's not a mythological creature I'm talking about. You will see it yourself. You. Yeah, and sometimes I break my own rules. I bought space 2 days ago, but you know, I shouldn't have done that. I knew better, but you know, sometimes FOMO gets the best of me. But now the 10-day is starting to catch up, and look how clean of a move it is. At one leg higher, and now it's digesting with higher lows. And then you compare to something like IDEX. Like, okay, I see it has higher lows and everything, but it's just, it's hard to explain. Like, you need to do the work, and you will see it for yourself. You will learn how to identify a good setup. But the key rule rule of thumb is the 10-day and or the 20-day needs to catch up to the price. The stocks are unless, you know, in this type of market we're in right now, sometimes stocks don't even wait for the moving averages. Most of the time they will. Like even in this market, look at my home runs. TLRY, this thing more than doubled on me. My biggest long trade ever. Look at this thing. The 10-day caught up. The price even undercut the 10-day several times. Look at what is it? SI. It undercut the 20-day. Look at how tight the 10 and 20-day. You know, the price caught up. I didn't buy it here, right? I bought it here when it developed the flag and also MSDR. Where did I buy it? I didn't buy it here. I didn't buy it here, okay? I bought it here when it flagged, showed relative strength, and the moving averages had caught up to the price. Plug. Yeah, same thing. The price is catching up, and it's still flagging. This is a 4.5-star setup. Once this thing breaks out, I think next time it breaks out over that 70 area, 69 area, it's gonna go. Unless it's, you know, fails and breaks down. But this thing is digesting for a big move. Macy's? No, I don't know. I don't like it. Futu, yeah, tomorrow, this would be a 5, especially if it keeps going, it's gonna be a 5-star for tomorrow. Whew. And it's so liquid. It's a $200 stock. Yesterday was like $150. Traded almost 20 million shares. And when I bought it initially here, it was kind of illiquid. It was like a pretty small position, and now it's one of the more liquid stocks on the US stock market. Pretty fascinating. And look at how the volume is increasing as the price is increasing, which means the dollar volume is going up exponentially. I'm gonna show you guys. Like most of the money usually comes in on every big market move ever. Most of the money comes in near the top. Now look at the dollar volume on this thing versus share volume. Look at this, how it's going up exponentially. Now all these people who are, you know, I don't know who's buying it up here, funds or individuals or whatever. Why didn't they get excited about this thing, you know, down here? Now people or funds are just buying because the share price is going up. That's called momentum. And if you can create the setup around momentum, you can buy anything you want. You will never have to worry about money again. And probably your kids won't have to ever worry about money again. And maybe even your grandchildren. EMPH is a POS. Yeah, today it is. But I guess that's what happens when you buy a stock that's up, what, 30,000% in 4 years? 20. That's what happens. At some point, the stock's just not going to have these, you know, it's just not going to keep going up. Fuck it, I'm adding to TLRY here. YOLO! Long or short, are you kidding me? I'm not even gonna answer that, guys. You know, it's you know, I'm not gonna. It's obvious you know just probably just joined the stream, and you also haven't read the instructions on the screen. You haven't followed the instructions on the screen. Tesla, yeah. Man, I should have added more. My earliest entry on EMPH, well, guys, you should know this. The 1 minute opening range highs. That would have been my earliest entry. That was my entry. Beyond Meat, yeah, it's an okay setup. I mean, I guess it's okay. I don't know, 3.5 stars maybe. Wait, TLRY? Does it want to reclaim VWAP again? Why is this APHA so much weak? Okay, it's not as weak anymore, never mind. TTCF, yeah, it's a good setup. Ideally go sideways maybe a bit more. But yeah, it looks like a decent setup. Okay, I just got stopped out of my ad on TLRY. Just reclaiming VWAP again. And looks like I got stopped out of my EMPH. Oh well. Oh my god, no! MSTR! This is what happens to parabolic shorts, guys. And if you study, like I said, spend at least a few hundred hours studying, you know, the US stocks going back decades, you will see that this is a very good setup. Big moves up, you're usually followed by big moves down. And if you can create a setup around that, well, what can I say? You can buy anything you want. Having said that, I'm still long MSTR. I guess I'll have to trail it with a 10-day now. What? Okay. Riot 2, Mara 2, okay. I'm doing it for educational purposes only. Looks like this laser is... Well, it didn't gap up. If it had gapped up, I would have been shorted the shit out of MSDR. Instead, it gapped down like 10% or so, almost. Fuck. But yeah, look at this thing. Opening range lows. 1 minute chart. You have a well-defined risk. And you know, this thing could easily go down to 800 bucks today. It looks like it's doing that. Fuck. I hate my life. I'm just gonna play Hearts of Iron 4. I'm gonna be a professional gamer from now on. Trading is such a pain in the ass. It's such a mindfuck most of the time. Like, most people can't handle it. That's why it's so important to have specific setups. And even then it's like constantly a mindfuck. Now imagine being, you know, wasting your time watching like CNBC and stuff. It's like a double mindfuck. That's why I just, you know, try to cut out all distractions and just focus on what's going on in front of me. Focus is so important in this business. Well, it's focus important in any business, obviously, but in this business, if you're not focused, it can be the difference of you living on a yacht or versus you living on the streets. That's the difference with trading compared to other professions. Merger? What merger? I never watched CNBC. There is no CNBC in Sweden. But I know a lot of people do. Sure, inbox Rod. You can quote me on anything, as long as you don't misquote me. I hate getting misquoted. I love getting misquoted. I see what you did there, Moist Mango. And for those who don't know, Moist Mango is the guy who discovered Brandy Love. Yes, I'm gonna do the chat with traders next week, next Tuesday. I already had like an initial talk with him, with Aaron, and yeah, we're gonna do it next week. I'm not gonna mention the Discord, no. Man, there's a lot of things starting to fade. Oh boy. And for me, the most worrying thing is the Tesla is starting to break down. That's just not a good thing, man. That's just not a good thing. Like I've said it before, I think Tesla is a good barometer for the speculation money. I don't know, like it's too early to tell, anything. It's just, one day, but I mean, there's a lot of things going parabolic, and just so many stocks, especially like small and micro caps, are just up thousands, like not hundreds, but literally thousands of percent over the past since we had the mass breakouts early November. And I don't know, it's just a little bit scary. When Wall Street Bets gets excited, that's when I get scared. It's an alternative Buffett quote. It could be an alternative Buffett quote, but I know what, and I understand what he means. Like, oh, plug. Like plug is something I could actually switch short. If this thing fails the flag, it's gonna go down to 40 bucks. Is it gonna be one of those days? Oh shit. Get this TLRY breakdown. Which one? Oh. Oh fuck. Oh boy. I'm having some serious slippers on this plug, man. I'm out. Fuck this plug. It's undercutting. Like, if it can reclaim the 20-day and closing range, it's gonna be an incredible long setup. But right now, I'm just playing defense. I'm not gonna risk anything. I get stopped out. I get stopped out. That's just. Another SPAC, right? ACI. There's so many SPACs. Whew, laser. What an ugly fail. The hyper growth on the CMPH looks like it's over for now. This thing had triple digit, guys. Look at this thing. Triple digit EPS and earnings growth. This is what you should be looking for. These are the stocks that can make very big moves. If you just focus on one type of stocks, just focus on the stocks that have triple digit earnings and or revenue. Look at the growth in high double digit, mid-high double digit revenue growth, and you know, over 1,000% in EPS growth. Here it was 900%. Look at the move it made. Look at the moves. You know, you just look for setups on these types of stocks. You have a big edge. Or you can just focus on stocks with top momentum. Or you can do a combination. Depends on how you're wired, what you want to, you know, if you want to, if you have a hard time just trading pure momentum, also want fundamentals on your side, that's a great way of doing it. If it helps you add conviction. Oh, Tesla, yes! Finally, I nailed it, man. I'm trying this thing. I've been trying to long and short this thing for like 3 weeks now. I don't know how many. I tried it on the long side like twice and the short side like 3 times. Oh, plug going straight down. Oh, please bounce. I want to, like I could very if it bounces, if it can bounce and fail at VWAP, I'm gonna short the shit out of this thing. Space is failing. Oh, I don't like what's happening here. Oh boy, fuck this market. I don't like this. I don't like this price action at all. There's so many warning lights right now, and guys, if you can't identify the warning signs right now, it's just, you have work to do. You have a lot of work to do. I'm just getting rid of stuff. Baidu, it's kind of extended. This thing actually was a potential short setup. I didn't even pay attention to it. I'm getting rid of it. I just don't like it. What's going on? Again, I'm playing defense first. Getting rid of margin, that's the #1 thing if you trade on margin. Getting rid of the margin is the #1 thing you should do when things are not acting right. Yeah, a real pullback would be nice. There's so many like it would be nice to get some solid bases again, like we had in early November until mid-December. There were so many good setups, and now things are just, you know, everything is just very extended. I don't even care if these things go higher. I'm just gonna sell it. Like SI, I'm just getting rid of a bunch of stuff. There's always gonna get new opportunities. There's always new opportunities around the corner, especially in this market. I just don't want to sit here holding a bunch of really extended stocks. So I got rid of, I pretty much got rid of a bunch of the margin I had, and now I can, you know, now I'm not gonna be the victim of the markets. I'm in control. That's what it's all about. All is being in control, like not getting thrown left and right, depending on what the market does. No news pullback. Who cares about the news? Follow price action. News are irrelevant most of the time. What were the news when the market grinded higher every day? Maybe sometimes stocks, you know, markets just move up or down because of supply and demand, and not news. Food for thought. Wait, Futu is not easy to borrow? It's well, actually it's not. It's a mid cap. I thought it was a large cap. Exactly. Markets move up or down. Not sorry. Markets move up and down, not up or down, or just up. We'll see. Maybe it's just a shakeout, but just like the shakeout I got fucked on a couple of weeks back. But it doesn't matter. Like, it's so easy to get back into stuff again. You sold everything? Why? I just got rid of my margin. I'm still like 100% invested on the long side. And also I know I have some short exposure too with Tesla, APH and TLRY, and some Futu also. Cotton candy hands? Who is Jerome? Who is it Jerome live? I don't know who that is. Dun, 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 dun. Well, absolutely. There is nowhere for money to go. Right now, it's, you know, the market is the shiny thing. But that doesn't mean we're not going to have pullbacks. That doesn't mean market can't go down 20 or 30%. It's all about protecting, especially if you're trading on margin, you know. It's all about not being a victim of the markets. And this plug, you know, it could have just shaken us out. You know, if it reclaims, if it closes above the 20-day, builds a wick, it's gonna be such a great setup. I'm gonna rebuy it once it breaks out later, maybe, I don't know, later this week or next. I'm gonna do even more shares. I had 200,000 shares this time around. Maybe I'll do even more. Meanwhile, MSTR is going straight down. Yay! You just sold your house, you got so scared? The main thing, like, look at something like Russell. Like, this one is out of the indices. Like, this one is really, you know, it's made a big move. Just this one last leg higher, it's up like 45% from early November without the pullback, pretty much. I mean, you know, the odds on the long side are not great here. Unless the market really goes parabolic, but we haven't had a parabolic in 20 years, so what are the odds of that? I don't know, but I'm just gonna wait for new setups. That's what it's all about. So two things. I got rid of some of my big winners and I sized down on them. And I also got rid of some of my laggards like Plug and this SPE. Like I've been in it for like 2 weeks. It didn't go. So if it tries to break out again, I'll rebuy it. But right now, just, you know, got rid of the margin. That's the number one thing. Or well, I am using margin actually because I also have a decent short exposure now. But I'm not margin net long anymore. That's how you do it. That's how you supercharge your returns. When things are going well, you push it, and as soon as you start seeing signs of a slowdown, you know, you gotta get rid of the margin. Otherwise, you're gonna get killed. You're gonna be a market statistic. And also, guys, remember, you don't ever have to use margin or short to have triple-digit returns in a year. You can just open, you know, just trade on the long side, like short-term swing trading. And if you get really good at it, again, it's down to you. How good you want to get at it. How much time you're gonna spend to study setups and apply those findings. It's up to you. It's up to you. Breakouts on the downside, you mean breakdowns? I'm not a fan of breakdowns really. Unless it's like a huge momentum stock, stuff like Tesla or Plug. Those can be really powerful, but in a bear market, I just rather not do anything. Like when the market is selling off, like back in February, March last year, I just didn't do a lot. That doesn't mean there is nothing to do. Like if you're a short-term trader, day trader, there's always a lot of things to do. But that's not the style of trading I've chosen for myself. Was TLRY on any brokers? Yes, if you have a good trading broker, you probably could get a locate. UVX5 finding support. Well, look. The thing about these things is there is no support. They're programmed to go towards zero, and sometimes they have these huge spikes. But something like this, it doesn't trade on supply and demand. Gold? Gold looks like pretty decent on a weekly. Like it's a big flag on the weekly. I actually looked at the gold miner ETFs yesterday, like GDX, GDXJ. Well, they look exactly like gold, but if they break out of these, long consolidations, I'm gonna buy them. And silver is actually flagging. Silver is actually flagging. I'm gonna rebuy this thing. HEQ also. I'm gonna rebuy these things. I had to sell SLV just because to get rid of, free up some buying power overnight. Since these things are really not that marginable either. But now that I don't have a lot of exposure anymore, if they would break out, yeah, sure. Oh, Futu, looks like it's gonna, yeah, this is a sign of strength on Futu. I took a starter, but I'm probably gonna get stopped out. I think the day is tomorrow. I hope it goes to 250 by tomorrow, and that would be really nice. Terrible red day. Have you ever compared gold with S&P and Dow in 2000 and 2008? Gold went down like everything else in 2008 because it was a liquidity crisis. What happened in 2000? I don't know. Gold and Bitcoin? Nah, not really. Don't get fooled by those things. Sometimes they have some correlation, sometimes they have no correlation. Don't get fooled, by short bouts of correlation. But yeah, generally like Bitcoin, something like Bitcoin, it just, it trades as a speculative vehicle. Like if there is panic in the markets, Bitcoin will have a panic too, or the cryptos. Bitcoin is not like gold in that sense. There's so many paper hands holding crypto. Yeah, correlations last until they don't. Find an enduring edge. Correlations are not an enduring edge. Correlations go away. But certain things, they just persist. The same patterns I trade, they've existed for over 100 years. And sure, maybe they can go away. But why would they go away now, after having persisted for over 100 years? And if they went away, no stock would ever go up again. So, exactly, it's human behavior. Human behavior stays the same. And don't get fooled by these people. Oh, it's all about algos now. No, algos trade on the 0.0000 second time frame. Okay, it's not algos pushing something like Baidu up 100%. It's because funds are fund, well, retail, not really, it's not a retail stock, but these funds look at it and, hey, look, we like it fundamentally. They're gonna do this EV stuff, and then they push their algos to start buying this thing. Okay, at the end of the day, you have these algos that are like market makers. They're on the bid and ask all day long, and then you have the algos that like pension funds and those things use to get good fills on their buys and sells, instead of having a human trader do it much less effectively. At the end of the day, it's still us humans that determine these big moves. Of Renaissance Technologies, well, if you don't know what Renaissance does, they trade around stocks, and they only file the stocks they happen to own at the point they had to file their holdings. They probably don't even own it anymore. Maybe they do. They're not investors, they're traders. And you're looking at months old data. The same thing with short interest. It's updated bi-weekly. Don't rely on old data. Not true in this case? How do you know? Jim Simon. Now, I haven't read the book about him, but I read a lot of articles about Renaissance and Medallion Fund and all of that stuff. Pretty fascinating. He found his edge. He figured out the markets. Now, obviously, he was able to do it on a much larger scale. And he like those guys really approach the markets like rocket scientists, and that works too. But if you're gonna approach the market as a rocket scientist, you better fucking be a rocket scientist, okay? And 99% of people are not, even though a lot of people think they are. So just stick to simple stuff, simple setup, simple concepts. Like I always talk shit about rocket scientists, or not rocket scientists, but about like treating them, approaching the market as a rocket scientist. But I do it because I know 99% of people don't have the mental capacity of being a rocket scientist, including me. So we have to stick to simple setups. Simplicity is an edge. Tuning out all the noise is an edge. CNBC is not an edge. Your friendly neighbor who's really excited about the stock market and the current hot momentum stocks is not an edge. It's a distraction. Plug. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna short the shit out of Plug. What? Oh. No? What? Well, no. Okay. A third size. Since it feels a little bit like a chase, but I'm gonna cover it if it reclaims VWAP. But I just don't like the type of things I'm seeing here right now. We can obviously, by tomorrow things could look very different, but right now I just see a lot of these momentum stocks not acting well. And we've seen like just yesterday, having like what, 4 or 5 parabolic stocks in my portfolio, like 4 or 5 of my longs that went parabolic. I mean, that's a big flashing red light. I should probably size down some of my crypto stuff. MSTR is hurting me a little bit. I don't even want to... Oh, I'm gonna do the math. Okay, yeah, so yeah. So just today I given back almost 1.5 million on MSDR. Just because I didn't sell it at the opening range lows. That's fine. It's a third size. Tesla hurting for the 50-day? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, Futu failed the bounce. How many Noccos is that? I don't even know what a Nocco costs, since I never have to buy Nocco because some assholes on the stream send me free Nocco. I don't know how much a Nocco costs. Two. How much down are today in total compared to yesterday, Chris? I don't know what that question means. Compared to yesterday? I wasn't down yesterday. I'm probably not down today either, since I have some shorts that are working really, really well. Your question makes no sense. Yeah, and now is a good time to see what's holding up and what's not holding up. Now is the time to pay attention, listen to the stocks. What are they telling you? Obviously, the extended names are going down. And I had a lot of them, which is good in one way and good in another way. Man, I got a bit too complacent. Now I'm looking at some stuff like MSTR, and I should have sold it opening range lows. Why didn't I? Riot and Mara. Riot is not a big position, so I don't care about that. And Mara is also a fairly small position. GBTC is a decent position, though. I think I'll get rid of ETHC. This thing is just not acting. It's just not, never has any juice. If it closes, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna wait a bit more. I'm not gonna, start panic selling for the sake of it, but hopefully plug and go sideways a little bit. Tell. Yeah, I mean, I guess it looked like a good setup. It looked like a good setup. Serious question: how should full-time traders deal with friends, family who think you don't have a real career? Well, they probably don't either, so what's a real career? Yeah, just ignore them. Like, unless you're like a nurse or a doctor or like a firefighter, like there's very few, let's say, like I get it, like what they mean. Like trading is not really, it doesn't really add much value to society. But most jobs don't, right? Most jobs don't. Most people just middle hands that with some little bit more technological advancement, they're gonna, most jobs are gonna be irrelevant. So, very few people have real jobs. Just saying. TLRY, TLRY, TLRY. MSDR, is it going straight down? Oh, nice. I'm down another 200,000 since last time I looked at it. Yay! Thanks for reminding. I appreciate it. Thanks for reminding me. Appreciate it. Really nice. Exactly. Nothing really matters. It's all about, you know, creating your own ideas and doing, you know, living life on your own terms. Like, the thing is, when people, you know, if you have friends or family, you know, who are complaining you don't have a real job, well, number one, they're assholes. Number two, they're just jealous that you're living life on your own terms and they're not. Okay, that's what they're just projecting their own insecurities on you. And unless the person or persons in question are like nurses or firefighters, you know, and maybe a few more professions, you know, reality is they don't have a real job either, so tell them to shut the fuck up. That's what I would do. I never had that problem, but, you know. I never had that problem. No one ever told me I don't have a real job. Because most people I know don't have real jobs either. Did you ever? Yes, I was a security guard. I was studying biomedicine, and I was trading. I was working as a security guard part time. Bouncer? No, not a bouncer. More like a mall cop. Yes. Without the segue. Where was I a security guard when we were in? I don't remember. Maybe. I stopped working 2012. I stopped going to work 2012, and then I got fired 2013 because I hadn't been to work for a year. Because, you know, I had more important stuff to do, like trade. You can't put notes in your TC2000? Yeah, then you probably need a paid subscription. You realize 21R? I guess you mean 21 times your risk in 10 days so far in February? Holy shit, that's amazing. That's exactly the way you should be thinking. Not in terms of percentages. Like I always say, oh, I'm up or down this much in percentage, but that doesn't really mean anything. But saying 21R, like in total, that makes much more sense because it gives you context. It gives you context versus how much risk you have taken. Because if I say, oh, I'm up 60% on the year, it doesn't really say anything about how much risk I have taken or this or that. That's actually pretty good. I wish I had the brains to figure out on all of my trades how much like risk I have versus reward. Come on, MSDR, bounce now. Everything else is bouncing. But I have to say that TLRY, now I'm feeling like a genius again. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're gonna trade stocks, you better buy the bottom and sell the top, like me. Now, if that could happen on all the stocks, that would be great. I'm giving you guys, other people, they take your money for this type of information, but you know, if you want to be a successful stock trader, I'm giving you a secret for free. Buy the lows, sell the top. It's that simple. Anyone can do it. Go to any other day trading room, they're gonna charge you money for this secret information. Looks like plug is starting to reclaim again. Now I'm happy I only did a third size. Oh, you learned on TikTok you need to buy at the top and sell really low? That makes sense too. Shut up and take my money. Let me write that down. You guys are hilarious. I'm gonna open a platinum subscribers corner. Like I'm gonna, that's gonna cost 5,000 per month, and I'm gonna post these priceless quotes. Sell the winners. Sorry, hold the winners, sell the losers. The trend is your friend. Love your stocks, not your stops. And buy the lows and sell the top. Like these like, you know, everyone else is taking money for these types of things, and it's time for me to do it too. Like, you can't get this information anywhere. This is proprietary. You can't win if you're not in? Yes, that's a good one too. Yes, there's an early bird discount. It's 5,000, like the regular price, but you can get it for $499.95 if you're an early bird. It's a deal. SEK? No, US dollars. No, wait, not 499. 4,999.95. Yeah. So yeah, that's the value proposition. There's a lot of value there. No, I don't think you need any breadth indicators and stuff like that. The problem is sometimes they work really well and sometimes they don't work at all. So I don't see, you know, it's just too random. I don't want any randomness in my trading. If you just pay attention what stocks on your scans and watch lists are doing, you don't need any of that. It's just a distraction. My thoughts on Head and Shoulders pattern. The last time we had a Head and Shoulders pattern was on CLSK. That one worked really well. In this case, it was a 2-in-1 mental fresh. So apparently the 2-in-1 mental fresh works really well. I don't know what other flavors or not flavors. No. Don't eat shampoo or drink shampoo. Smells there are, or what is it? Not smells. What's the word for it? Maybe next time we're gonna do something like classic clean. I don't know if classic clean works as well as 2-in-1 mental fresh. Or maybe like this one. Wait, what's this? This is the apple fresh pomme fresh. I don't know what the fuck that is. Apple fresh, I understand. What is this? Clean and balanced. Like this is like if you want to buy GE or IBM or the East India Company. If you're a boomer, then you can do clean and balance. David uses clean and balanced. Fragrances, scents, yes, thank you. You were just about to drink shampoo? Man, guys, I can't believe this is for free. I'm saving lives. I'm literally saving lives real time. For free. My point was this, apparently this fragrance worked really well. Menthol fresh, it broke out and had a nice little move, and now it pulled back and looks like it's holding the rising 10-day. So far it was really, this one was a really good one. Maybe next time we're gonna try clean and balanced. Yeah, long setup is really well. The only problem is I'm short it, third size. Let's see if this Futu can reclaim VWAP. It's holding up really well. I don't think today's the day. I hope today is not the day. I hope it goes to like 240 or something by tomorrow. That would give us an incredible opportunity. Oh, MSTR can't even bounce. Come on. I'm so stupid. I know it's gonna go to the 10-day. I don't know what the hell I'm waiting for. Not selling it opening range lows because I was busy with other things. That's the problem. That's the problem. I should get an assistant. Like, I was hoping for this thing to gap up. If it had gapped up, I would have been short size. I would have been, you know, 10,000 shares minimum short this thing. But yeah, these gap downs are always a bit of a mindfuck for me personally. MRO. Yeah, MRO is obviously holding back. It's green on the day. It had a really good setup here. 5-star setup. Yeah, the bat pattern. You almost ate some fragrance soap? Yeah, man. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it, it's dangerous. So they say. So they say. I don't know who they are, but they say it. Where is the guy who thought GME would bounce because he thought the shorts were all covering here at like in 80s or whatever it was. You should get in into the secret short Discord. Me? You? 78% short float. That number is probably not true, but you know, it's old data. There's always a lot of shorts in this thing. There were people and funds shorting it and covering it all the way. It's not like all the shorts got in at the same time and out at the same time. That's not how it works. There's no conspiracy, guys. The same thing with the longs. There were people buying it here, selling it here. There were people buying it here, selling it here, and there are people buying it here and holding it here. Like, you know, wait for the setups. Yeah, stop reading short interest, especially for like something like this, like on a huge momentum stock. It's pretty much irrelevant. Wait for the setup. Now it's actually on the 50-day, printing 2 sideways days, and now it actually has some potential for a bounce. Or like a little bit of a breakout of the 50-day. Don't get into these stupid pseudo ways of thought like, oh, it's a shorts, it's this or that. Learn the setups, and you don't have to rely on weird stuff. TRCH? That was my point. I'm not like, you know, bashing anyone, even though it may sound like it. TRCH, yeah. Big breakout on volume. I guess it had some news. Wait for the setup? You have? Really? What? You say there's no conspiracy that's coming from Flat Earther? If I had any big takeaways from Dan Shapiro? Yeah, trade there. You know, yeah, I got like how they trade ranges, supply and support levels, and also the 60-minute candles. And there was, you know, there was a lot of stuff, but I don't remember all of it right now. It was a long time ago. Yeah, well, that was a few days ago, but that game is over now. That game has stopped. The game stopped. I know Dan is mostly scalping. I know he could be making 10 times as much money if he just increases time frames a little bit. But I guess, you know, old habits are hard to break. I know myself. It was very hard to go from being mostly a day trader to suddenly start, you know, swing trading. It's super hard. Really, really hard. Go from day trading to swing trading. Took me several years. Not something you do overnight. Wait, did I just lose 400k on Futu? Not bad for a starter. Man, I need to get my math correct next time. What the fuck? You don't have to be good at math, guys, to succeed in this business. I got my math complete. I thought my risk was like 200,000 on it. Apparently it was the double. Okay. Well, swing trading is easier. You're not fighting near your entry all the time. But obviously, it's most important is to find what works for your personality. But understand that you will, as a day trader, you probably will never make like really big money. The same way a good swing trader, a good position trader will make. Like no matter how good you are, it's hard. Just because it's just not scalable. But to make many millions per year just from day trading, very possible if you're good. But to make tens of millions, that's tricky. Just from day trading, very tricky. On that type of size, you have to trade with. There's just not stocks that are that liquid. On futures, yeah, futures I guess are much more liquid, and Forex too. But Forex, I've never met a Forex trader that made millions. It feels like it's mostly new traders who think they can make money of Forex. Those are the people trading Forex. Like it's just same thing with options. Like there's so few options traders that are successful. And I'm talking about like retail people. But there's a lot of retail people who are very successful at trading stocks. So for me, it's a no-brainer what I should trade. It's a no-brainer. Stick to the easy stuff. Don't make things harder than they have to be. If you can make 10 million the easy way trading stocks, why would you want to make 10 million the hard way trading options or futures or Forex or something like that? Like for me, it's a no-brainer. Exactly, it's so random. Stocks are not random. Stocks move the same way they have for hundreds of years. Like Forex and futures, or I don't know, those things are just super random. Yeah, you want good linear, predictable moves, and this market, especially past like 13 months, it's a little bit been like taking candy from small kids that can't defend themselves. That's like how I've been feeling. How it's been, the feeling I've had over the past 13 months. Like the returns have been supercharged. All my setups have been supercharged. It's like you play these like Mario games. You eat the mushroom, and you get like for a short amount of time, nothing can kill you. Like the turtles and stuff like that. You can just walk through them and they'll die. That's how it's been over the past 13 months. Star power. Yeah. Wait, food? Come on, Futu. Don't tell me you're gonna fail at VWAP. No, don't fail at VWAP. Can you put it in a hearts of iron analogy? Okay. It's like when you play the German Reich and you invade Poland and you blitzkrieg the shit out of Poland. That's how trading has been like the past 13 months with a Hearts of Iron 4 analogy. For those who don't know, it's like a World War II war simulator. Like you can play any country on the world, like literally any country. But usually the big countries like USA, USSR, Germany, Italy, France, Britain, Japan, those are the fun ones to play with because they are, they're powerful. You can do a lot more. That's you feel like Poland in that scenario? Oh, that sucks. No, yeah, I'm not talking about how it's ended. I'm talking about how it feels right now. That's irrelevant in this analogy, how it ended. It's all about how it feels right now. And it's like, you know, invading Poland with your motorized and armored units, and they ride and fight you on a horseback with First World War weapons, World War One weapons. That's how it feels like. I have bought and downloaded Crusader Kings 3, but no, I haven't had the time to. Like the Paradox games, like they, let's just say it's like a little bit like trading. They require a lot of effort to, you know, just to get started. And I'm being generous here. They need a little bit of commitment before you can actually play their games. Am I long Paradox? No, I don't own the stock. It's a Swedish company, actually. But you kind of have to be a little bit like a rocket scientist to play their games. I think they're maybe a little bit needlessly complex, and not all things are really intuitive. I think some of the things, you know, it could be more intuitive if they, yeah, well, what can I say? But really fun. Once you learn the game, it's really fun. No, it's not an alternative World War II. No, it's a real like reality based. It's not nothing like alternative reality or fantasy. Since you joined Twitch and Stoppy, you don't have time to sleep? Yeah, because you're putting in effort to learn this skill. I've already put in the effort. For me, it's autopilot. It's second nature. I don't, you know, I do it sometimes, you know, like do the study of setups, but it's like, it's become second nature to me. Like, because I've done it for so many years. It's a reflex. I don't have to put in a lot of effort anymore. For me, it's like, you know, driving a car. You know, when you're new, it's a lot of effort, especially if you know, if you are in Europe, at least like 14 years ago when I was trying to get my driver's license. Like most cars were manual, so you have to do the shifting. You have to pay attention to all the signs, all the traffic rules, and it takes a lot of effort. Now it's second nature. I don't have to think when I drive. It's all reflexes. I don't have parallel parking. Like that was a really hard thing for me to learn. It took a lot of effort, and now I can just perfectly parallel park 9 times out of 10 without any kind of effort. And if I had put in some effort, I could do it 10 times out of 10. It's the same thing with trading. Same thing. It's the same thing with anything you want to learn. It's a skill. My X5 is absolutely not manual. I was talking about 14 years ago when most cars in Europe and Sweden were manual. You need to listen what I say, guys. Yeah, my MSTR is finally bouncing. Took some time. Why can't I... Guys, do you have any problems with like VPNs and stuff? Where's my VPN? Is it even enabled? It's probably not even enabled. Okay, I have to... Like sometimes I just can't get into like web pages. It says I get an error. Super weird. And on my other computer with another internet connection, I have no problems getting in. Even though, wait, this is the one that has VPN and wait, that's weird. I don't understand anything. I feel like such a boomer. Feels like everything is running circles around me. Technology especially. And I'm not even old. I'm only 33. No, wait. How old am I? What year is this? Yeah, 33. I'm 33. I've officially lived a quarter of my life. No, a quarter. Guys, don't be so pessimistic. What do you mean by a third? No, a quarter. There's a bunch of... Guys, why are you so bearish on me? Stop being bearish. What the fuck? Fucking short sellers. Wait, did I never send it? Wait, but I did send it. What? That's weird. Okay. Well, buying the dip works in bullish markets, and buying breakouts works also really well in bullish markets. That's true. And right now we're in a bull market of bull markets. It's the greatest bull market since probably 99-2000. Well, Pack B is an easy one. You don't even have to look at something like this. Probably, like, I mean, it's straight. It's up. You know, it's up a lot, right? Like, try to find early trends. That's the thing about EP. Try to find early trends. If this news had come when the stock was in the 5s or 10s, you know, that would have been great. Not when the stock is already up, you know, just in the past 6-7 months, it's up, you know, 1200%. What happens if we get hyperinflation? Yeah, stocks will probably go up. But just because, you know, even though if you make a lot of money in your stocks, your real buying power may not increase a lot, if at all. That's what happened. Like I looked at some of the Argentina stocks back in, like they had big runs. Like what are the names? Oh man, I have such a bad, like GGAL. It's some kind of Argentinian bank. Like these things had big runs, 2013 to like 2018. It was like PAM. And something like this, it's a utility. This thing went up 2000% in a few years, and a lot of these Argentina stocks went up a lot. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I don't find any fundamental reason for it. Like these things don't have any earnings or some of that stuff to back up the moves. What's going on? But apparently they had a lot of inflation. That's why these things went up. And the currency went to shit. Absolutely. Life goes on. Just because you're under sanctions doesn't mean the world is gonna end. Domestic companies, like hint, if your country is put under international sanctions, local companies gonna do really well. Pro tip, buy local. Since you by definition won't be able to buy foreign stuff. That's also this type of information you're gonna get in my platinum membership. You pass? What do you mean you pass? It's the best value proposition ever. Diamond membership? I don't have a diamond member. Oh, you mean a diamond hands membership? Yeah, I should probably have a diamond hands membership. That's twice the price, but you get same information. But you get the privilege to pay, it's, you know, twice the amount. That's the diamond hands subscription. Worth it? Yeah, I know. You Here, you want to learn options from me? Sure, I'll teach you options. Buy here, sell there. Brandy Love, we can do a collab with Brandy. She can teach us some stock market play secrets her great grandfather has shared with her. She said it in the video. Fastly options? No, I got rid of them a long time ago. They bored me. When the Fastly lost the 20-day moving average, I got rid of them. How much did I make? Hundreds? I made hundreds of dollars. Or maybe I lost hundreds of dollars. I don't remember. It was an irrelevant trade. My slippage from breakout point, 5% plus? No. Maybe 1%? I don't know. Well, the family money, well, he didn't leave that much family money, but, you know, let's just say his ex-wives were accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and I guess that money was gone pretty fast. Pretty quick. And it's gone. Flipping, guys, if you're under the PDT rule, you should explore the option to open one of these offshore, like Bahamas-based brokers. I did that, and you know, if you want to be a trader, you do whatever it takes. There's no reason sitting there. If you have less than, say, 40,000 in your account or less than 30,000, there's no reason to sit with a US broker. Unless like you do really few trades, but if you want to be an active trader or shorter term trader, like open one of these Bahamas-based accounts, run up your account to 40, at least 30,000, I would say, so you have a little bit of wiggle room. But I would say 40, and then you can open a US broker, or put your money back with your old broker. There's no reason to suffer. The options are there. I hear this Guy Gentile, or whatever his name is, as a new Bahamas-based broker. His old one was SureTrader. I'm not sure what happened, but they closed down. But he has a new one. I don't remember what its name is, but you do whatever you have to do. You don't know if you trust Guy Gentile? I don't either. He's a sketchy guy, but he's had these types of brokerages for a long time, and there's really no issues with them. Yeah, non-co trading was epic. As a swing trader, yeah, PDT is not, if you're like very inactive, if you don't make a lot of trades, PDT is never a problem. You lost a lot of money on those offshore accounts. Why? Did you get scammed? Did they take your money? Nonco? Their business model was genius. I gotta give it to them. That was a genius business model. Oh man. David asked if I was naked. No, no, I wasn't naked. Yeah, naked is a good setup. I like how it's relentlessly building higher lows and it's really tight and surfing the 10-day and now it's breaking the range. I think it's a pretty decent setup. Alibaba is setting up. Yeah, ADR 2.5. You should probably never look at it again in your life though. But yeah, for big traders, yeah, absolutely, it's an option. SFIX. It's okay. I would like it to tighten a bit more maybe. How many shares do you buy in a regular position? Is that really the way you want to frame the question? Isn't it better to ask about how big my dollar positions are? Because, you know, the shares vary, obviously, a lot versus, you know, something like MSTR, which is $1,000 stock, versus something like LAC, which is a $20 stock. JKS, yeah, I think it looks good. It's still inside of the range. Well, I usually, most of my positions are like 10 to 20% of my account size. So whatever my account is at the moment, you know, 10 to 20% usually. Sometimes less, sometimes it can be 5% and sometimes even less, but I try to get away from the like tiny positions. No, I've given up on the SPAC game. There's too many, and honestly, most of them are just way too illiquid for me to trade anyway. There's like maybe 5 SPACs I could trade. They're just too illiquid, all of them. Okay, maybe not 5. There's maybe 10 SPACs I can trade. Why is space in this? Oh yeah, it was a SPAC. It's yeah, okay, yeah. This was the one. This is the one that sparked the SPAC mania. Space like a year and 2 months ago or so. This is the one. This is the OG. So these are like these maybe down to here. Yeah, there's maybe 6 or 7 SPACs I can trade. The rest of them are just too illiquid. So I've given up on keeping track of them, except for the liquid ones. Those lines are usually where I have my alerts. If you mean like these trend lines, I usually have alerts there. Or you mean like this when I track the daily? Yeah, I usually track, you know, put a line. Because I usually go back a month later and look at what happened with the stock. So right now looks like the dip buyers are still yeah, they're still there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Pola? Brad was a good setup. Pola, yeah, wow, a lot of volume. Yeah, I would have preferred more tightness coming into the day, but yeah, I guess it could work, especially with this type of volume. But it's too late now, it's already gone, this thing is already gone. Yeah, when I had a small account, I risked more on my account, and I had fewer positions. When it's too late, 1 times average daily range. Try to keep your stops to 1/3 or a half of average daily range. Try to avoid, you know, like something like, what were we talking about? What was the stock? Pola? No, Rad? What was stock? I don't remember. Well, anyway, let's look at something like this Rad, okay? The average daily range is 9.2. It's up 8.6% on a day. Like, you know, try to have a stop that is, you know, around, you know, a third or half of average day of the average daily range, or the average 2 range. Right now it's at like what, 90% of the average daily range. It's, you know, I usually try to avoid buy breakouts that have gone up that much. You always want to, you know, have a tight stop. Not too tight, but you know, you gotta find the sweet spot. As soon as something is starting to break out, that's when you should get into it. When it comes back to its range, like if you really want to get in that one stock, that's one special stock, and you missed the initial breakout, yeah, you can buy it on a dip. I do sometimes, but very rarely. What are my entry rules on breakouts that happen mid or late day? What do you mean? What's the difference of a breakout that happens later midday? It's the same thing. You buy it as it starts breaking out. There's nothing special about them. Just a breakout. The stocks don't know what time of the day it is. They don't have a concept. They don't understand the concept. Do I increase my risk? Are you talking about my stop loss percent, or are you talking my overall risk as percent of account? There's two different things. But yes, I use wider percentage stops on higher ADR stocks, obviously. You have to. You can't use a 1% stop on a 15% ADR stock. Like, it's impossible. You're gonna get stopped out in one tick. Yes, exactly. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut the stream now. I'm getting hungry, and thanks for joining, and see you tomorrow. I hope you learned something. And if you didn't, well, then that's good too, because you already knew all of these things I talked about. All right, see you tomorrow.